fighting of subject peoples for a flag of their own, a place in the political sun. It is the enemy of old empires, the moving spirit of new ones, animating Germany, inspiring a Slav assassin at Sarajevo. The havoc that follows, the havoc of World War I, lights up the distant visions of nationalist leaders. For Serbia's Nikola Pasic, the vision of a Yugoslavia, a South Slav nation. For Chaim Weizmann, war scientist in Britain, it is Israel, a Jewish homeland. For a British lieutenant named T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia, an Arab nation in the Middle East, the domain of the Ottoman Empire, ruled from Turkey. Of all the old empires, this is the most vulnerable. Its European realm, the Balkans, has already broken up into separate states. Its Asian nationalities are just awakening. Yet, as a military power, Turkey is still tenacious. Supplied by its German allies, led by German officers, the Turkish army in 1915 is on the attack. Its target, that Middle Eastern lifeline of Britain's empire, the Suez Canal, guarded by empire troops and by warships anchored in its channel. On February 2nd, 1915, a Turkish force of 20,000 emerges from the cover of a sandstorm and flings itself against the canal's defenses. Driven back by the naval guns, the attack signals the opening of new theaters of war, far from the mire of the Western Front. More than battlegrounds, to the leaders of nations to be, these are the promised lands. In the autumn of 1915, German strategy turns away from the deadlocked Western Front and faces south for a massive new campaign. German strength, in men, in guns, is added to a mediocre Austrian force. A former neutral, Bulgaria, is recruited to their cause. The bloc of Central Powers is now complete and on the move. 3 nations deploying to help a fourth, Turkey. Commanding in the field is German General August von Mackensen. Germany's grand strategist, General Erich von Falkenhayn, has plotted the objective: open the route to Turkey. Turkey, under Allied pressure at Gallipoli and short of ammunition, must be supplied by railroad. Berlin to Constantinople, by way of the Balkans. And sitting astride the railroad is a Balkan country tied to the Allies. Tough, aggressive Serbia. To keep Turkey in the war, Serbia must be put out. The Serb leadership, King Peter, old, infirm but resolute. His son and regent Alexander, educated in Tsarist Russia. Their aged premier Pasic, who willed and planned a war of Slav against Shvaba, Serb against hated Austrian. The challenge has been answered by the Austrian Empire. Invasion, twice repelled in 1914, now threatens Serbia again. This is the echo of Sarajevo. The assassin's shot amplified. The nationalist dream turned into a nightmare of struggling giants, and the dreamer trampled underfoot. With their country aflame, Serbia's leaders face retreat. From their defense lines, but not from their national mission. To form a nation of Slavs, Croats, and Slovenes from the provinces of a defeated Austria. Austria now preparing to advance with its allies across the Serb river barriers. The Sava, the Morava, the Danube. Serbia, says the Austrian High Command, is a viper to be crushed. Serbia in retreat. An army of 200,000 struggling to stay intact. Short of transport, supplies, and food, but dragging 24,000 Austrian prisoners and 100 guns. Their elderly king in an ox cart, their ailing army chief in a sedan chair. In the 2 months' march, many will tramp shoeless through mountain snows. Horses will be eaten, sometimes raw. Villagers will join the columns rather than risk the atrocities of the Bulgars, the Serbs' Balkan rivals. It is one of the epic tragedies of a tragic war. Another Belgium, a country defeated, occupied but unconquered. An American medical volunteer with them writes, "The most stoical fighting body became the ghost of a nation." The retreat points south toward the frontiers of Greece, technically neutral but friendly by treaty, where the British and French have landed troops at Salonika and launched a half-hearted rescue mission. But there is no rescue, and the Serbs are cut off, driven west into the mountains of another friend, Albania. They emerge at the port of Durazzo, there to be removed by Allied ships to the island of Corfu. 60,000 have died. 140,000 survive. 5 months later, in May 1916, the Serbs will leave Corfu, restored, reorganized, preparing to fight again. They head for Salonika, and this time they make it by sea. Salonika, by now, is an Allied harbor. The abortive rescue mission has swelled to a full-scale investment. Evacuees from Gallipoli, reinforcements from bases in the Middle East and from home. The arrival of the Serbs raises the Allied force to 285,000. It is half guest, half hostage of a Greek government afraid of compromising its neutrality. Visiting Allied leaders like French President Poincaré